All right. So, as of whoever that don't know, my name is Dr. Ravin. I've been running Skin Master Medispa since 2017. It's basically a Medispa whereby we have treatments and all kinds of things for any sorts of skin diseases. Now, that's not what I'm here about. I'm here to talk to all of you today on a topic. Basically, Small Changes called me in and they asked me if I could give a talk and pick a topic on my own. Anything that you know that will be good for the youth out there. So it got me thinking. It was like, what should I speak about? And that's when it crossed my mind that actually the topic that I should talk about is based on what I'm doing right now, which is this live IG, which is social media. So without further ado, I'm going to go further on it. Now, what is social media? Okay, so the topic that I've chose, basically in a very simple line, is social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly side of it. So I'm not a pro in social media. Neither I'm going to say that whatever I say is right and whatever other people are saying out there is wrong. Whatever I'm going to share with you is based on what I've seen from the time social media has evolved up to date. Yeah, so no hard feelings. I hope if you have anything that you want to share with me later, you can always message me or something with regards to social media, of course. Okay, so here's the answer. Is social media basically good, more good, or does social media has got more bad side to it? Now, if you ask me, my answer is social media is what you make out of it. Yeah, like many other things in life, regardless whether you're online or whether you're offline, you get what you put into it. If you put enough hard work in something that you do, regardless of anything that you do, that you set your mind to it, you will achieve it. Now, it same goes on social media. If you put your hard work on social media, on this platform, to express to people out there, your message will get across one day. It will take time, but it will happen surely. Yeah? So, as we all know, we all depend on our smartphones, basically for work, for school, for, personal life, social lives. Everything we do, we need our smartphone with us. Times are so bad these days that even if you leave your phone at home, and you're driving out, you will rush back just to pick up your phone. That's how important it is, the technology in our lives these days. Yeah. So that's why social media has played a very significant part in our daily lives, to the extent that if somebody tells you that she's not part of, she doesn't have a social media platform, you are actually going to ask her why. Like it's a shocking statement, Now, like most things, social media comes with its positive sides, which are the good ones. And then we have the cautious carrying tales kind of stories, which is the bad side. That means you read something on social media, you don't double check it, and then you share it with other people, and it becomes a norm. So everybody starts believing the cautionary tale that was created by the social media itself. And finally comes the ugly side. Now, when I say the ugly side, is the dangers of what social media can do to you. Or basically not only to you, when you spread something wrong, what it impacts on other people's lives. So I'm going to narrow it into 3 in point forms, so it makes it easier. If any of you all have got your input, please write it over and we can share it up together. Hi Melvin. Okay, now what are the good ones? The good ones is that I think social media has kept everybody connected. Family, friends, worldwide, we are all connected. Those days, to get a relative, to send a message to a relative, we all had this old-fashioned school way of writing a letter or writing in an email or sending a long text message which has got enough words. Now we have social media where we can watch what our cousins are doing from far, So it has kept everyone connected. Yep. And if you ask me how does social media help the older generations, I would say banking at their fingertips. It's extremely good. Those days we have to line up to pay our bills. Now everything is just at our fingertips. Ask the older generation, they will say that that's how internet and technology has helped them. Yep. Now for the youth, I would say is online learning. Going on YouTube, learning some special skills, learning a new content. And I see a lot of youth these days are being involved in, fundraising activities, social awareness. Basically, they're using social media as a platform for voice. Now, when you use social media as a platform for voice, that is actually a very good initiative. Now, I understand that your voice can't be heard overnight. It will take time gradually, but it will happen somehow. Yeah, it takes time. Dato is fine. Okay, now what are the bad side of social media? Now, I would say is what's happening online and what's happening in reality is what people can't differentiate. Yep. Now, social media itself is not really a problem. The problem is the way people have placed their actual communication with their in-person socializing. How they behave and act on social media, and when they meet a person, it's relatively different. Yeah. So, friends on social media may not actually be friends. Okay, they might even be strangers. So, online versus reality for me is a little bit of a very big difference when it comes to a person of my age. Now, maybe the youth can relate more in this, yeah? And I believe the bad side of it is increased usage. The more time you spend on social media, you can actually lead to cyberbullying. People have got anxiety. It's another new term for it. It's called social anxiety. Anxiety caused by social media. Depression. We have people who see contents that are not age appropriate for the younger generation, which is the youth, the teens, the kids, you know. So I would say for me that is the bad side. And social media is so addictive. It has become like, you know, when you're playing a game, all right, or when you are accomplishing a task, you go all out, you do it very well, you want to do it as good as you can. Once you succeed, your brain starts releasing a dopamine, kind of a dose of dopamine, or a happy hormone, to say that, you know, to make you happy that you have accomplished this task. It's the same thing, the same mechanism is happening right now with social media. You post a picture on Instagram or Facebook, then you see the notification of likes and comments, positive comments I mean, popping on your screen. You think it's a reward. You think that, you know, it has lifted up your mood. Now, that's the problem. The youth are defining their mood experiences day-to-day basis based on social media, which is not right. Yeah, you should on your own, you know, set your own mood. You know, like for example, I would say don't depend fully on social media to be happy. Yep. A lot of people that I know, their Instagrams are public accounts, but they actually lead a very private life. I mean, they can post all day on social media, but they can lead a private life that you and I know nothing about. Now, that would be the right way to use social media. Okay. Another reason why I find it bad is because it started comparing people to having this social media word. I think all of us know it's called FOMO, F-O-M-O. FOMO means fear of missing out. It's where they have to regularly scroll and check a content in fear of, you know, you're not being online and you might be missing something out. Which is, of course, that's something that you're missing is not really necessary. It doesn't impact your life. But that's what's happening to the youth these days. And what bothers me next would be is the self-image issues. Yeah, you see, social media has provided a tool where you can look at another person and body shame the other person. Or for example, looking at the other person's appearance and start judging them. Well, my time those days, you have to meet the person, speak to the person, and then have an idea on what this person is all about. Yep. I'm not trying to say that don't use social media at all. Of course, social media is forever here to stay. What I'm trying to say is that we should stop comparing ourselves to another person on social media. We don't know how their real life is, how bad their day is. So, by right, that's not the way I would say. Yep. And there's this term called Selfie Holics. I mean, that day one of my staffs was teaching me these words. I mean, I'm bad with all these terms. So she told me, Selfie Holics are people that must take a selfie 3 to 5 times a day, and people who spend most of their time posting and scrolling and checking other people's Instagram profiles. In fact, what I've heard is that most college girls scroll their Facebook up to 5 times a day to compare their self-worth based on their looks. Now, women, your self-worth is not based on your looks. Your self-worth is based on your education, your intelligence, your years of experience of proving something to a company that you're working on or setting up your own business. That's how your self-worth is. And for men out there, don't be, you know, like oh, that guy has 6 packs, so he has a lot of followers, so he's the big thing. No. There can actually be people with just 100 or 200 followers who are actually bigger than anyone else or any of us on the platform, but still doing much better than all of us. It's about priorities. Yeah. So what's your take on media? I will answer everybody's question one by one. Let me just finish my topic first. Okay, now I'm not trying to say that social media is bad. Again, I repeat that. I'm just saying that the main problem is it is the medium for everybody to compare everyone, which should not be the right thing. We should meet people, judge people in real life, speak to the person, speak to each other, gather different knowledge, broaden our horizon in conversations, of course. Conversational skills are kind of dropping these days. Everybody is just texting, So I believe that, maybe we should change that a bit. Now, let's go to the ugly side. Now, I don't have that much to say about the dangers of social media, except for based on a recent case of cyberbullying. Now, bullying has always been there. It's been there from the time when I was schooling those days. But cyberbullying is like, to one whole new level. All right, people just have started becoming keyboard warriors. That means in real life, they don't speak much, but they just type whatever they want to type. And I believe that if you're going to do that, hiding behind a keyboard, you're actually a coward. You shouldn't be doing that. If you have a problem with someone, you confront the person face to face. That has always been the best way to solve an issue. Whether it's an old school method or even if it's a new school method, I think that's the best method ever. Yep. So when you cyberbully people, you don't know that you might hurt them physically. You might harm them, himself or herself, guys or girls. You may basically intimidate them. You may threaten them, and then they start becoming very scared. They start becoming very they're not able to interact with other people. These are kind of damaging things that you unknowingly create on the person when you become a keyboard warrior and start saying whatever you want to say to people. Yep. So if you have a message to pass across, it's always good to inform them in a nice way. It's called constructive criticism, where you construct your words beautifully, not meaning to hurt, not trying to say that I am right, you are wrong. No, we never do that. But instead, we put our message across where all of us can agree on something. You see, it can't be that you are always right. It can't be that I'm always right. Yeah. But maybe my 50% of right and your 50% of right can make a good 100%. So that's what I'm trying to say. Always be open to listen to people's ideas. Always let another person speak. Yep. He says, she says, it's not gonna work. Yeah. Now, if you actually ask my husband, he always tells me this: Ravin, the grass is always greener on the other side. Because I had the same problem as any lady out there. I once used to compare, and his take on it was quite true. Even if you base it on social media these days, the grass is not always greener on the other side, ladies, men, everybody. Yeah. Doesn't mean that if you scroll another person's page and see her having a nice fancy food in a nice restaurant and you say, wow, she has got it all, but you don't know how a day went. You don't know whether recently any of a family member passed away, or maybe she's actually upset, so she thought of treating herself by having a nice meal. You don't know anything that's going on in this world. We are all filling up ourselves with assumptions, which we should stop doing. Yep. So if any of y'all have any questions on social media or anything at all, I'll just try to answer if I can. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a pro. I'm not a social media pro specialist over here. I can just speak from my experiences. And yeah, I don't want to forget, but I need to tell this, is that we all are struggling from our own insecurities. Yep. So stop comparing your BTS, your behind the scenes, to somebody's highlighted Instagram or Facebook story and say, wow, she's having a good life. She's always at the beach. You don't know how her life was before. Maybe she's taking a break from work. Yep. Maybe she's doing what she can to build herself up. Yep. So I hope whatever I said about social media did help. I'll try to look into the questions. Okay, we have quite a number. Okay, all right. Let's see. First question, what do I think about social media detox? Okay. All right. So, good day, Dr. Ravin. Hope you're doing good. What is your take on social media detox? I think social media detox is an excellent thing to do. I actually never realized about it. I'll tell you the truth. I recently had one of my staff who is very close to me who decided to deactivate her Instagram. And I was not too worried because I know her in and out. But people did ask me, like, why did she deactivate her Instagram? Is there something bothering her? So when I spoke to her, she said that she's just taking a break from all this. And what I've seen is that when she took a break from social media, she had more time on her hands to accomplish all her tasks. Yep, like everything. She's always up early every morning. She spends some time reading. She keeps telling me that she has got more time in hands ever since she stopped scrolling her Instagram. So I think social media detox once in a while is good. Unless, of course, a person like me that is also running a business, I can't shut it down and expect everybody to believe that, that the business is still running. I mean, in a business way of doing things, we can't actually go through a social media detox. But coming from a personal account, yes, you can actually have a social media detox. And I think it's good. But keep it balanced. You don't need to post all day. You can post a little bit in the morning and then have fun in the afternoon and evening onwards. How do we stop comparing ourselves with what we see online? Okay, how do we stop comparing ourselves? Well, now that's a good question. At the same time, it's a very tough question for me. Now, whatever you see online, it can be filtered. It can be edited. I would say, see the positive that you want to see on the content online, and always look at something and tell yourself, instead of saying, oh my God, why is she always like this? Or why is she always perfect? Say things like, I want to be perfect like her one day. Change the way you speak when you see something online. It actually changes everything that you feel. Some people will go like, look at that guy, wow, he has all the cars in the world. Instead of saying that, another guy should say, I wish one day I would be able to have all the cars in the world. It's how you speak to yourself that matters when you start seeing all these things online. What you say to yourself goes into your head, and that's how it stays. So Gan's Kitchen, I hope you should, maybe we should try saying good things to ourselves in the room of improvisation. That's how, whatever we do, we will stop comparing ourselves too much on what other people are having. All right, does anybody else have any questions? How do we use social media to build ourselves up in life? Okay, now social media is a good platform to build a voice, and of course it's the best marketing tool out there. Now, how would you build yourself up in life? I would say, pick what you're passionate about. Write down top 3 things that you think you are good at. It doesn't have to be what the world thinks you're good at, what you are good at. Let's say you're good in writing. Let's say you're good in painting. Let's say you're good in, you like to help stray dogs. You believe in charity. Focus on these top 3 things and make sure your content is always about that. Yep, that means when people scroll through your Instagram once a week, that means, in a line of Instagram, there is 3 columns each time. Make sure one of each column has to be about what you're passionate about, and the other 2 can be about, your holiday trips, your selfies, no problem. After all, it's your page. Of course, there are times where, you want to take a good picture that you look good and post it up. It's not going to say that you're going to divert from what you're supposed to do, no. But write down the top 3 things that you want to do. From there, slowly start talking about it, have a voice for it, and then you will see where's your forte. That's how you can build yourself up slowly. Yep, like you see, when I graduated in medicine, I told myself that I definitely will never be able to sit down and see a flu, fever, cough case. So I sat down and I wrote down what I like. what I want to do. And when I wrote these things down, I started seeing whether can my medical degree be correlated to whatever I like. And that is how I built my life. Is what I like to do is what I'm doing today. You always need to like what you do, and then you love what you do. Yeah? All right. Okay. What should think about before we share something on social media? Okay, if you're sharing something about another person, make sure you have your facts right, and make sure it's a constructive criticism. That means you are writing it to make sure that this person, this message is to improve, a better improvement of their life. That means you want to help them. Don't use it to bash it out. Some people, yes, I agree, they don't really use their head when they're typing something, and maybe it's a racist comment, for example. If that happens, then yes, by all means, I wouldn't say that you should think that much, especially when something so straightforward like a racism topic comes out. Then yes, you are allowed to voice out what you think, because everybody can have their own opinion. Yeah, whether yours is good or wrong or bad or whatever, in your head is what you wanted to convey about it. It doesn't have to be right for everyone. It has to be right for what you wanted to say. And if, let's say, somebody thinks that whatever you shared was wrong or negative, and they comment back on it to you, you must be able to justify why you said so. Yep. So make sure that you know how to justify. Don't say something and when somebody says, why did you say such a thing? You say, oh, it's my wish. It's my page. If you don't like it, leave it. Don't say things like that. This person is merely asking you why. Yep. So say it nicely. Constructive criticism always works. Yep. Okay. Next. Okay, wait. I have a lot here that I'm going to. Is it worth speaking up on social media about things I care about if there's a risk of being bashed by others? Using my voice to speak up about issues versus risking my own mental well-being dealing with. Okay, I don't know who you are, 1, 2, Oni, but you just asked the question, is it worth speaking up on social media about things you care about? Now, as I've mentioned, okay, if you really care about something, you really need to pick a topic that you think works on you, and you need to, if you really want to be a voice, you have to be able to accept that some people will not like your content. It same goes with business. When you open a business platform, there will be others that will be mad that you opened a similar business platform as them. But that does not mean that you should stop. Yeah? And you will be bashed out. That is for sure. Because not everybody is going to agree with what you're going to say. So I suggest be strong. Do it. And keep doing you. And if you think it's going to risk your own mental health, when it comes, I believe you will know how to deal with it. It's step by step. Don't overthink too much. Yeah, I used to overthink a lot. I stopped overthinking. Basically, what you do, you want to start a platform to talk about things you care about, you do that first. And then from there, you start voicing it out. Let's say along the way, you get bashed out from people, I believe you can answer 1 or 2. But if it gets too out of your hand and you can't control it, it's okay. Just close the page for a day, breathe in, breathe out, take some time, relax, calm yourself down, think about all the good things that you've done, and I believe you will have an answer on your own. Yeah? So I hope I have explained. Okay, what's next? Should we be bothered about the number of followers or viewers who watch our posts? No. You see, let's say a person has got 1,000 viewers and a person has got 200 viewers. Maybe the 200 viewers are the genuine ones. From the 1,000, maybe 100 is only genuine. Yep. Or the other 900 just was busybody, just came on the platform to see what's going on, or what's the. So don't always look at the followers or the viewers. Look at how is this person handling his or her page. What are they always talking about? What are they always sharing about? Believe me, when you see a person posting daily on even their Instagram story, like, posting on contents that happen daily, or posting on she's giving a talk about this, she's giving a talk about that, these are the kind of people that are ready to give you something in return. That means they are actually broadening your knowledge. So don't be too bothered with followers and viewers. Not all of us are born to be models, or I don't know, footballers, or be a Bollywood actress with 1-2 million followers. We are not all that. So take it slow. People will come. When I started off, I had very few followers. Then with Skin Master KL, it became more. Then it took time. Now, with everybody keeps messaging me about their skin issues daily and all. So my page from a private account became a public account. So it's easy for them to access. So it's how you do it. Yeah? All right. Let's see next. I was second confronting person to person as opposed to social media. Just my take. Yes, Nisha, that is what I meant. I meant that that is actually the best way to handle stuffs. You can always do that. It's better to have a face-to-face confrontation, because I believe that social media is like keyboard warriors. They will just type, but when you want to confront, they run. So always have a face-to-face conversation, and don't take it back if you don't know the person and she decides to write some nonsense about you. If they don't know you and they're even writing about you, how is that even making you angry? The fact that you don't know this person and this person does not know you. I mean, it only hurts when you know the person, right? So don't take it too hard. I have lived my fair share of people talking good and bad. Yeah, not everybody is going to say I'm a nice person. Not everybody is going to say I'm a bad person. But I can say believe them both. Yeah, believe both sides of my stories. I'm a very good person and I'm a very bad person. Until you meet me in person, you sit with me, you talk to me, then it's up to you to decide how the person is. Yeah. Okay, does anybody else any questions for me? Because in 3 minutes it will be 9:30. I'm only supposed to be online for 30 minutes. If anybody else have any questions? What's your opinion on cyberbullying? Cyberbullying. If the person said it once without thinking twice and the person apologizes, then we can all forgive and forget. But if the person says a direct racist comment or a direct accusation without even thinking twice, and on top of that, that person doesn't choose to apologize, that is when it's a problem. It's not a social media problem anymore. It's an attitude problem. Yeah. So that person. So I believe if you have an attitude problem and you're being cyberbullied, you should be able to handle the pros and cons yourself. But besides that, cyberbullying is extremely bad. I mean, if you think when we are in school those days and you get bullied for, I don't know, from school and all, this is like another level. Everybody gets anxiety, depression, they feel intimidated. You don't want to make a person feel intimidated. That's not what we are. The world needs to be at peace, at a better place. The problem with the world nowadays is that before you meet someone, you judge someone. Last time was you meet the person and then you judge the person. Now it's you see her social media and then you make a judgment on her. That is so not right. Yeah, I hope everybody can change that. The sooner the better, I hope. All right. Anybody else have anything to ask me? Oh, thanks, Nisha. Okay, so we have 1 more minute. I hope I've answered enough. If you all still want me to talk more on social media or anything, just send me a DM. Like I said, I'm not a pro. So I only will talk about things that I know of. I can't be talking about everything. I can't be talking about law. I can't be talking about accounts or finance. I've never done all that. Yep, so I will talk about things that I know of and I'm passionate about. So yeah, thank you, Small Changes. They were actually so sweet to call me in to give a talk for their youth. As much as I'm not a youth myself, but thank you for making me feel young again. Okay. Well, for all of y'all, Small Changes is a very good fundraising organization. They're quite new, but they're quite a good NGO, I would say. I'm happy to be part of them. So if any of y'all, when they have their fundraising activities and all, I'll be always sharing about it on my page, so y'all can check about them more. I'll be posting this on my page and Small Changes page as well. So if any of your friends missed it or anything, so yes, please, you can share it. All right, so take care all of you. Have a great weekend. Signing out. Bye.